Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Victoria Ju, and I'm a realtor at Sotheby's International Realty Canada here in Vancouver, BC. I'm joined here with Sandy Yu today, my good friend and mortgage specialist. Thanks for being here with me today, Sandy.
Thank you, Victoria, for having me, and hi, everyone.
Sandy is a residential mortgage specialist at TD, and she's someone I've worked with on past clients before and someone whom I trust and respect. Sandy, can you tell us how long you've been in the industry?
For sure. My name is Sandy, and I've been with TD for over 7 years. My areas of service is mainly in the Lower Mainland, so that includes Vancouver, Burnaby, Surrey, Richmond, and Coquitlam. And I speak Mandarin and English.
Perfect. And can you just explain the difference between a mortgage broker, mortgage specialist, and in-branch advisor?
Of course, that's something I get asked quite a bit because you could get lending from TD from any of the three channels. The main difference is the specialty and experience level overall in the different channels. In the mortgage broker side, they have access to many lenders, including TD, but their rates are generally not as competitive as we have in-house. And from what I've heard, the policies for mortgage brokers are also a little less lenient. For the branch, they handle multiple other products, not just mortgages. So also what I hear it is that they may have not as much experience as the mortgage specialist, where we deal with mortgages and we usually handle the complex deals. In fact, now mortgage specialists work with certain branches, and I do have two branches I work with where they refer me complex deals that they are not able to do in branch. We also work with certain branches, and I do have 2 to 3 branches that I work with under the TD umbrella where they may refer to me complex deals or ask me questions regarding certain lending mortgages they have in branch.
We've all heard about the mortgage deferments being offered and rate drops as well as increases. How has the mortgage deferment program been going, and what are some of the big changes to the banking industry since COVID-19?
A lot of changes has happened, as with most retailers and on the market. The few big changes, one is the banking hours. Now it's only open from Monday to Friday, and they are reducing the number of customers in branch. So you do have to check in if you are there for appointment and wait until your advisor is ready. They're just trying to not overcrowd the branch. In terms of the rates, we've had some fluctuations. A higher point of around 3% back in early April, until now we have dropped down again to around 2.59% for a 5-year fixed. All these changes are just according to the market, and also the bank has to take into account of its budget and risk, since now there is a lot of people who may have been affected in terms of employment. That brings me to mortgage deferral. We have so far, as of last week, processed more than 300,000 requests from clients for deferral payments, and of which 137,000 has been mortgage deferral payments. The approval rate is 99.3%. So it freed up over $1 billion in cash flow for our clients. We are continuing to process mortgage deferrals and deferral payments on your credit cards and loans every day. Those note that it is done in branch and online. I do recommend for clients to do it online first because that is the safest and most efficient way. If online does not work, refer to phone banking. And lastly, if it doesn't work, go to the branch. This is just to protect everyone.
Absolutely. How has the pandemic affected people's ability to borrow from the bank? Because I've heard
Mhm.
there have been some real changes.
Yes, for sure. We look at your employment history now from the last 14 days. So we do need you to show continuous income. If you do have your employment affected, we have to take a look at either your contract or letter of employment from your company to state that you're going to be going back to work. It is case by case, because if you are new to your job, it is less likely to get the exception approved just because we don't have a historical income to look at to back your request up. But if you have been in your job and industry for many years, I do feel like we can make a case to say that you'll be returning back to work with the exact same compensation as before. Lastly, if you do or have applied for CERB or any of the government support, that is also something we have to take a look and into consideration for your application.
Great. What are some of the best rates that you're seeing nowadays, fixed rates as well as variable?
So our rates right now for 5 years is 2.59% for a 25-year amortization or lower. And the variable right now is around 2.3% or lower on the 25-year amortization. The reason why I say or lower is because depending on your mortgage size and the city you're in, we do have a slight discount in addition to the rates I've quoted. And 30-year amortization is 0.1% higher than the 25-year amortization throughout.
What are some of the common mistakes that newer buyers make in terms of financing? Do you have any advice for people who are just getting into the market?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the most common thing I see is they think they can do everything themselves, that they can find the best deal, they can find the home they're looking for, because realtors and realtors do have a commission and they do think that they can save on that. But the reality is the realtors and the people around you that to help you is going to be essential for you to get the best deal and the best home that you're comfortable with and be happy with in the long run. So I would say don't be shy to ask professionals for help. We are here for a reason. We don't expect you to do our jobs, and it's the same goes for us. We don't know how to do your job. So let us help you. Let us help you find the best deal and get you into your dream home.
Do you have any advice for realtors? Because I know a lot of realtors will be watching this, and I'm just wondering if there's some common mistakes that we make and anything you wish we could improve on.
I've been very lucky that most realtors I work have been very good with communication. I do think communication is key because in this world, speed, time is money, and we want to make sure we're getting things done efficiently to get the client the accepted offer and subject removal. So for realtors, I would say just be on top of emails, be on top of your phone calls, and get creative with either staging the house, negotiation, working with a few good professionals such as lawyers, notaries, and mortgage specialists, because having the connection to get answers, to provide answers is going to be what closes a deal. And I know, Victoria, you've done so well with one of my clients because we were in a time crunch to sell a home in order for them to buy a home. They bought a home first before they sold it, but you were able to use some staging props and creativity in the marketing to help them sell right before they were closing on the purchase. So for that, I can see, really thinking outside of the box is going to be key for us to close the deals.
Absolutely. So, Sandy, another question that I'm getting a lot these days is whether now is a good time to buy or not. For investing, we do know that long-term real estate has been on the upswing, but there's always cycles. What do you think of investing in a time like this?
And I get that question a lot too from clients. But the truth is, we really cannot predict what's going to happen in the future. We can only speak to the past history data. But what you can also think of is if you do not invest in real estate, what other investment options do you have? There's always risk associated with investments, whether it's in real estate, mutual funds, stocks, or even money market. So when there is an up market, we tend to forget it could drop. But when there's a downturn, we tend to think the worst, that it will keep going down and down. You also have to consider that how long do you have to hold this investment property? Investment properties are good for cash flow because if you rent it out, there's consistent rental income coming in each month. But in order to get the equity growth, it might be it might take a few years. It's not going to become a 2017 scenario where there is a spike in the condo market. At the moment, of course, there has been less of a supply. Victoria can probably inform you more on that. I still have buyers coming in for pre-approvals, and they are seeing the opportunity on the market because they are thinking in the long run. So the question to ask yourself is, one, what kind of other investments do you plan on investing in? Two, how long do you have to hold this real estate asset? And three, what is your risk tolerance in general?
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Sandy. That's been great advice. And you have provided us with a TD economic update. This is an insightful document that I will be attaching as a link to this video. So that covers economic statistics in Canada as well as the United States and globally as well. So if you have any questions for either Sandy or myself in terms of mortgage or real estate, we are available anytime, and I'll be providing Sandy your contact information. Thanks for watching, and thank you again, Sandy, for being here and providing us with your wisdom.
Thank you, Victoria, for having me, and hope everyone stays safe. Bye.
Yeah.